Hi, I'm Danny. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to figure out why my brake lights don't work. So the only thing I've done so far was surf the internet and pulled up a couple schematics. So this is an unscripted video. I have no idea what's in store for us, but we're going to figure this one out together, hopefully. Let's get started. So I'm going to start my diagnostics at the brake switch. The reason for that is I read a lot of stuff on the internet about how the brake switch has been the problem. So I'm going to use the power check also. It's just going to make things easier. I don't have to worry about finding a ground and all that. You'll see, it does make things a whole lot easier. So this is the brake pedal position switch. It's actually located on the support bracket. So what this does is it sends inputs to the computer, letting the computer know what position that brake pedal's in. If the brake pedal is down, the computer's going to get a down signal, and if it's up, it'll get an up signal. So this green and yellow wire, this should have battery voltage, and it does. And then the blue one next to it, it should also have battery voltage. And it does, and these are for the cruise control. So when I push the brake pedal, the voltage should cut out. And it does. Now the lower half of this switch is for the brake lights. So this one right here should have some power. And this one has nothing. So I either have a blown fuse or a broken wire. This one here will go to the brake lights. And it does go to the brake light. So this one is missing power. So let's go to the fuse box and see if we can find the bad fuse. All right, so I found the bad fuse. The fuse actually goes right here. So it's called the horn stop fuse. I put a new one in. I checked the brakes. I had brake lights. Everything was good. And then I decided to go blast the horn, and it blew right away. So I don't have a brake light problem. What I have is a horn problem. So I'm going to put another new fuse in here. Hopefully it doesn't blow. I'm going to pull my horn relay, and we're going to check the horn now to see what's wrong with the horn. All right, so I've got the relay out. Let's check the sockets. Two of these should have power, and I believe it's this one and then this one, so they have power. One of them is the switch, so in this case the switch is going to be the horn pad. So let me go push the horn pad. If you made it this far in the video, please take a minute and subscribe to my page. This really helps me out, and that's what this channel is all about. It's helping each other out. Now, back to the video. Every time I push the horn, you should see a green light. That'll verify all the wiring and the horn pad is good. All right, so we got the green light, so our horn pad is working. The last thing we need to do is push the button here for the horn and see if that horn blows. All right, so let's see if I can get my horn to blow, or the circuit breaker on the tool is going to blow. So let me go ahead and just supply some power. So you heard the horn, it kind of wants to go. But my circuit breaker keeps blowing. I'm going to order up a horn for the Element. I'll keep this relay out in the meantime. But I also want to show you how to check a relay using this tool. So here's a typical relay. I pulled this relay apart so you can kind of see how it works. And this one has a little diagram on there. And if you look at it, it says number 30 here. So that's almost always coming from the battery. And then number 87, number 30 will switch to 87 when this coil is energized. So battery power will start here, and then it'll switch over to here when this coil gets energized. And how the coil gets energized is number 86 here is going to have fused power, and then on our case the horn, whenever you push the horn pad, it'll ground 85. So when that grounds, the coil energizes, and then it switches battery power from 30 to 87 and sounds that horn. Now there is some tests you can do to check a relay. I mean, the easiest one, if you have another relay nearby, you can just swap those out. But a lot of times some of these relays are special, so you can't do that. So let me show you how to actually test the relay. One check you can do is you need to measure the resistance on the coils. So that would be pin 85 and 86. So put your meter on the ohm scale, and then you're going to find 85, which is this one, and then 86, which is this one, and it should be between 50 and 120 ohms. I have 82 ohms here, so my coils are good. What you're looking for here is either an open or a short. And I don't have either of those, so let's go on to our next test. So for the next test, I need to power up that relay. So I'm going to use the Innova 5420 for that. And I'm going to use the small tip, not the big tip. By the way, it does come with the small tip and the larger tip. So this is a perfect example of when you would need that smaller tip. So now I'm going to come over here to my relay, and instead of doing the 85 and 86 on the ohms or resistance scale, I'm going to do the other two 87 and 30, and those are just the opposite two of what I had before. And now it says OL, which means it's open. And then I'll take the ground lead on the Innova, and then I'll power up the other lead right here, and I should see my meter. Yep, I should see my meter switch from OL to continuity. And I do. So this relay is good. It tests out good. And if you had like an intermittent relay, you would just keep on doing it to see if it fails at any point. So that's how you check a relay. So I'm really curious to know what you guys thought of the Innova 5420 after seeing me diagnose the car with it. If you could leave those in the comments, I'd appreciate that. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.